Welcome to another lesson. In this lesson, we'll be looking at our second topic, algebra. And our first subtopic is matrices. So, first of all, we'll start by identifying what matrices are. So, matrices are just a set of items representing information, and they are always arranged in rows and columns. So, the items inside a matrix are known as elements. So, let's say we have information in table form and we are being told write it in matrix form. So for example, when you have school scores, a teacher recorded the marks of 2 students in 3 subjects. So the number of students here which represent our rows. So our rows are the individual information. So we want the information of students, and there are 2. So meaning our rows will be 2, and then columns are the categories or variables. So we have 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 categories in this situation. So the 3 categories are what forms our columns. So in this case, we have 3 columns. So note that a matrices are written in the form of rows times columns. Rows times columns. So in this case, converting our information which is in table form into a matrix, so it will be, so we'll start with the number of the subject's maths. So maths is 72, 88. So this one is maths, but this one is for student A, student B. And then we'll go to science. So it will be 85, 79. So 85, 79. And then last one will be English. Student A, 90. Student B, 84. So 90, 84. So note that a matrix do not contain labels. So we'll remove the labels and then make sure a matrix is enclosed by parentheses. So it will be 72, 88, then 85, 79, then 90, 84. So this one will be our information arranged in matrix form. Let us look at the second example, where now we have shopping prices. Now we have a shopkeeper notes the prices of items in 2 different stores. So we have our individual items, which are apples. So which are 3 apples, bananas, or oranges. So meaning we'll have 3 rows, and then our categories, which is store X, store Y, those one will form 2 columns. So transferring this one to our working area, we'll have item. So we'll have apple represented by A, bananas and oranges. Then we'll have store X and Y, X, Y. So just filling in our information will be store X will be this one and store Y will be this one. So it will be 120, 60, 90 for store X, and store Y 130, 55, 95. But note that in our matrix form, there are no labels. So you write them without the labels. So it will be 120, 130, 60, 55, 90, 95. So that one is our information transferred into matrix form. Our third example, sports statistics. So let's say a football team performance over 3 matches is recorded as below. So we have match, our categories are, so our individual items are match. So we have match 1, match 2, and match 3. So meaning our number of rows will be 3. And then our categories, you have goals, false, and yellow cards. So they are also 3. So we'll have 3 rows and 3 columns because our categories are 3, and then our individual items are also 3. So transferring this one to working area, so we'll have match, and then goals, we have false, yellow cards. So match 1, match 2, match 3. So in match, under goals, we have 2, 3, 1. So 2, 3, 1. Under false, you have 5, 4, 6. 5, 4. Then yellow cards, we have 1, 2, 0. So writing this one in matrix form, we'll remove the labels. So it will be 2, 3, 1, 5, 4, 6, and then 1, 2, 0. So that one is our information written in matrix form. Looking at our last example, so transport fares. So bus fares between towns are listed below. So we have our individual items will be 3. So it is Nairobi to Mombasa, Nairobi to Kisumu, and then Nairobi to Nakuru. So we'll have 3 rows. So we'll have 3 rows. And then our category is only one, which is fares in shillings. So we have 1 column. So transferring this one into a working area. So we'll have routes. We have Mombasa to, we have Nairobi to Mombasa, then Nairobi to Kisumu, and then Nairobi to Nakuru. So, and then the fares will be 1,500, 12,000, and then 800. So writing this one in matrix form, we just remove the labels, and then we have 1,500, and then 1,200, and then 800. So that one is our information represented in matrix form. So apart from the square matrix, where the number of rows and columns are the same, we also have other types of matrix, like the row matrix. Row matrix is a matrix where we only have one row. So for example, 1, 2. So the order of this matrix is 1 times 2. So you know that the number of rows here is 1. So such a matrix is known as the row matrix. We also have the column matrix, where we have only one column. So for example, matrix such as 1, 2. So order of this matrix is 2 times 1. So you know that the number of column in this matrix is 1. Another type we have the identity matrix, where we have 1 in the main diagonal. So for example, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. So you know that in the main diagonal we only have values 1, and the other elements are 0. Other type of matrix, you have the diagonal matrix, where in the main diagonal we have non-zero numbers. For example, 4, 0, 0, 0, 5, 0, 0, 0, 7. So if you find that in the main diagonal we have non-zero numbers, or the numbers are not 1, but the other elements are 0. So such a matrix is known as diagonal matrix.